Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, we're gonna be talking about how much I've spent so far on this DC5 budget build. So this is my very first car, and I had a few other things in mind about what I wanted to do, like what look I wanted to go for, how I wanted to go for power and all that stuff. And then eventually I ended up going with this route, which is kind of a small bump in power as well as going for that OEM plus look. So yeah, I'm gonna be going over how much I've spent so far, and not including maintenance or anything like that, because that's usually what you spend on anyways with any car. So right now I'm gonna be actually getting some Better Buzz coffee. I saw people from Just for Fun post it, so I've been craving it ever since. So yeah, we're just gonna grab some of that and then we'll go to the location and we'll get started. So let's go. Alright guys, so we're here at the location. So for the video, like I said, we're gonna be jumping into how much I've spent on this budget build. I'm gonna be doing this every single phase that I do with the car. Like I said in another video, I have in total about 4 or 5 stages. The reason I want to split it up into 5 stages is because there's so much things that you can do with this car. You can't just do one thing and then you'll be satisfied with everything. That's why I kind of want to work my way up instead of going all the way to the best stuff and then not knowing what to do with the car after that. I feel like that's how I'm gonna enjoy the car a lot more, especially down the road. So yeah, I didn't really know the vision. I didn't know if I wanted to go with power, if I wanted to go with looks, until I finally kind of went right into the middle with a little bit more basic bolt-ons, and then with the OEM plus, I guess you can say, style with it as well. So yeah, let's get right into it. So I have quite a bit done to the exterior. The car did not look anything like this when I bought it, except for maybe the hood. The car was completely different, stock everything, missing the front lip. I'll put a picture of it right now just so you guys can kind of tell how much I've done to the car so far. So we're gonna get started with the rain guards. So the rain guards, I picked them up for 20 bucks off of OfferUp. They were damaged right here. As you can, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up or not, but I filled it in with some super glue and I covered it up with some touch-up paint. Eventually I'm gonna Bondo it and then repaint both of them because they are a little faded. But yeah, we'll get to that later. Next up, we got the Honda emblems. So originally I was rocking the silver Honda emblems for the front, rear, and the airbag, but eventually I moved up to the red emblems, which I said I would never do, but I kind of grew into them. So yeah, I got it. I got the front and rear for 60 bucks, and then the Honda airbag and the Momo steering wheel, I got it for 180. I'll have the total down below because I can't really do this math right off the top of my head. And then I also wrapped the steering wheel in Alcantara. I got that for 40 bucks. All right, up next, we're gonna do the front lip and the paint. So the front lip, I picked it off of eBay for, I believe it was $100, and then I was charged $50 to repaint it, which isn't bad. It looks really good for a replica. When I bought the car, I looked up the Carfax, and I guess the front lip was damaged when it was getting delivered to an auction. So luckily it wasn't because of an accident or anything like that. So that was pretty good on my part, and I really like the way it looks along with the rest of the Aspec kit. Then we got the headlights and the retrofit. So the headlights and retrofit right there, those were $105. I got the headlights off of eBay, and then I did the retrofits myself. It was pretty tough because I didn't have all the stuff. Like, I was literally grinding the back of the headlight on the concrete just to sand it down to fit everything in there. Don't do that. Get the right stuff so you don't mess up your car. And then the fog lights were obviously 25 bucks, and then $5 tint so I can redo them yellow, because the tint was coming off from the inside and it looked really crusty. So I redid them, and they've held up pretty good so far, and I still have like about 2 feet left to go, and that can easily last me for like the remainder of however long I have these fog lights for. Last but not least, the Type R wing. Type R wing, I picked that one up for 80 bucks. It was already painted gloss black. It wasn't color matched to the car, but luckily my really good friend down in El Cajon, he painted that for me for 50 bucks. 50 bucks for the OEM paint. And I also got the deck lid, which was another 50 when I bought it. I traded it for the cut one, and then the paint was 30. So that's 80 bucks for the mini deck lid, and then however much for the Type R wing. Like I said, I'm not good with math off the top of my head, so I'm gonna have all the totals at the bottom. Type R wheels. So I got these Type R wheels for $300. $300 for Type R wheels with the hubcaps and beat up tires. I rocked those beat up tires till there was wires showing, dude. I was so broke, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys can agree with me that sometimes you just kind of rock with it because it looks cool, but definitely was not safe, so don't do that ever. Just get some nice meat on there and it'll last you a long time. And then up next, what we got is we have these Integra Type S side badges. I got these off of June decals. Forgot the name. I'll link it down in the description. But I got these for $16. They're actually really nice. They do catch some microfiber little bits when you're wiping down your car, but nothing too bad. It doesn't really peel them off or anything like that. Brembo kit. These bad boys. You want to know how much they were? Got these for about 60 bucks at the junkyard. Rotors, pads, everything that you see, $250. $250. That's all it took. Yeah, like not everybody's gonna get as lucky. You just gotta keep looking at the junkyards and try hoping that you find a TL Type S that just got thrown in there by accident, because there are some junkyards that just purchase like the top end stuff, like Honda S2000s, RSX Type S's, TL Type S's, and all that stuff. So hopefully you guys get lucky and buy it from a junkyard that doesn't know what they have, like I did. And yeah, good luck to you guys. What else? What else? It is hot. I'm gonna take some sip of that coffee that I just bought. I'm not a coffee guy by any means, but if it's hot and it's got ice, I will drink it. Honestly, it's not that bad, and I didn't even add anything to it. I think that's probably why I'm so like hyper. Woo! All right, moving on to suspension, wheels, and tires. So before I had the Tane H-Techs with stock replacement shocks and struts, eventually I kind of got tired of it because all of my friends are so low and it looks so good when it's lower. Not slammed, but just like lower. So I originally had the Tane H-Techs. That was $220 for the whole setup, and then about 60 bucks for the camber kit. So that wasn't too bad. Not as expensive as like coilovers or anything like that. But recently I did purchase some Progress coilovers for $350. The only problem I'm having right now is that the fronts, they kind of pop when I turn from like a standstill. But honestly, for $350 with about 9,000 miles on them, I can't really complain. I could always take it to my shop and see if they can fix that for me, or if there's even anything that can be done. But yeah, what else am I missing? Spacers. You can't get this flush look on a USDM Integra. You can't. Especially with Type R wheels. So the Type R suspension is way different from the RSX Type S suspension, which is why when I just put these on stock, the tire looked so sucked in. I hated it. But 25mm spacers really do the trick. At first I bought 25mm spacers off of DC5R parts, $128. You not, $128 for just two. And they weren't even 25, they were 20. I got these on eBay for 50 bucks and it came with all four. Haven't had any issues as long as you torque them down. Let's see, am I missing anything else? Tires. Bridgestone Potenzas RE760s. You know how much those bad boys cost me? Like $400. Another $100 to get installed and balanced. So that's a total of $500. Not too bad, especially for a budget build. These tires are really sticky, especially when they're warmed up. And they're not too bad. I've driven them in the rain. I've driven them in the heat. Obviously, you're going to drive them in. All right, that's about everything about suspension. Damn, I am never drinking coffee again, especially that one, because I am freaking hyped. Like, I'm right here, and I'm right here. I'm hyper right now. I don't think I should have drank coffee, especially with my little body. Woo, fuck. Cut that out. All right, time to get into the interior. So for this interior, I've kind of redone it. It's original black, which is what I really wanted. It was a black interior. So the seats, I got the seats for $150 off of my friend. I actually bought them for $350, but then I sold my old leather ones for $200, so $150 in total. The pedals, I got the Strut King pedals. I installed them myself. I got them on offer up for 30 bucks. Shifter, I got the shifter off of ICB Motorsport. I really love that shifter. It feels so good and it looks so perfect. That was 40 bucks. And then when I bought my Type R wheels, they also threw in the like an old beat up Type R shift knob for 20. It was beat up, so it was definitely worth only 15 bucks. Short shifter. I got the short shifter for 50 bucks off of OfferUp. It's a Buddy Club short shifter. Like I said in the previous video, it's Got some adjustability, not as much as you would get from a hybrid racing or a K-tune shifter, but definitely got adjustability than just, you know, just a basic one, which is pretty cool. Integra Type R center console was 120 bucks plus another 20 bucks for the Integra Type S little plaque. I freaking love that plaque. I don't know why I'm so hyped about it. It's a rep. I know it's a rep. I don't want to like fact check it or whatever. I know it's a rep. I'm too tired. It's so hot, man. Last but not least, engine. So what I got right now, I have two setups. So right now I'm rocking my InGen cold air intake, but for the wet season, I always run my AEM short ram intake. That is a beautiful Mustang. If you guys don't know, I grew up with Mustangs, and at the very end of my life, I at least want to have one GT350. That is probably the most impossible goal ever, but I'm going to try doing it because I love Mustangs. That's what I grew up with. My dad has a 64.5. All right, let's keep on going with the video. So the cost of both of those that I purchased them for is $130, not each, that's all together. I got some pretty good deals for them, so yeah, $130 for each. I paid more for the cold air intake than I did for the short ram, but that's honestly, I already kind of knew that. So yeah, after that, what I have are thermal gaskets. So they're both Honda. So I have one on the throttle body and I have one connected to the intake manifold and the engine block. So that was 50 bucks for both of them. And then I also have a Type R PRC intake manifold. That was $40. I can definitely hear a big change in the induction noise because it kind of hisses as I'm driving. I checked for leaks, but I think it's just because it's letting in just a little bit more air. So yeah. Alrighty, so that is it. So tomorrow, guess what this bad boy is getting? This bad boy is getting some K20Z1 gears and K20Z1 cams. I've wanted to do this. I'm going to be a guinea pig for those of you who want to do this but don't have K-Pro. I am not running K-Pro currently. Hopefully it runs good. If it doesn't, then I'm the test dummy and we'll find out together. So yeah, that's how it's going to be. Behind the engine, what we got going on is a DC shorty header that I purchased for 40 bucks and then a downpipe off-road for 50 bucks. I got the O2 fitting, the O2 sensor fitting for $12 as well with shipping. And then the Type R exhaust, I got the whole entire Type R exhaust, the mid pipe and the muffler for $120. So I got the muffler down at JDM of San Diego for $40. I saw why it was for 40 bucks because the spring bolt was stuck to it, but all it really took was a clamp and then a power tool, and I just took it out like nothing. So yeah, that was a steal on my part. Mid pipe, I had to drive all the way to LA, so including gas, I'd say that's about another 40 bucks. Last but not least, for the engine power, whatever you want to call it, I have the K-tuned 2.5-inch muffler. Like I said in that previous video, it was $250. I am planning on actually getting a 2.5-inch custom mid pipe with a vibrant ultra quiet resonator, just because I feel like the engine is kind of bottled up at the mid pipe because it's so tiny and it's kind of restrictive. So I think I'm gonna do that because I kind of feel like a little bit of hesitation. So that hopefully is not gonna run me too much. I can get the resonator for 50 bucks. And then the custom mid pipe is probably going to be another 50, so probably 200. So $450 for a full 2.5-inch exhaust. You can see if that's worth it. To me, I really don't care because I'm not doing it all at once. But yeah, guys, this is my budget build. I'll calculate it at the bottom. Hopefully, I did not pass my my restriction to myself, which was I bought this car for $3,200, so I did not want to spend more than $4,000. That was my limit. And yeah, so hopefully I didn't pass that limit. I'm gonna add it up, I'm gonna get to the house, I'm gonna add up the total, and I'll let you guys know, or you guys are probably gonna see at the bottom. And yeah, you'll see my reaction right now to how much I've spent on it, because I had all this stuff, but I made this list back before I started continuing with the build. So yeah, we'll rack up the total and I'll see if I failed or if I passed my goal. And yeah, have a good one, you guys.